live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. I'm Xander, you viewer are you. We will be joined by the Golden Loon here shortly. Today is, of course, Moon's Day, aka Monday, yes, June 29th, 2026. The show is, of course, about interesting and important events that happened on this calendar date throughout the annals of recorded history. Starting with, where'd it go right here? There it is. June 29th today.
29th it is.
Yep. 35-page document to go through today. So yeah, hey, welcome to the show. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Golden Loon here.
Yeah. So let's start us off here. 18 centuries ago,
Ooh.
right out of the gate, in the year 226, you know, it's 2026,
Right.
you know, and this is 226, so this is 1800 years ago, 18 centuries. Cao Rui succeeded his father as Emperor of Wei. Okay. 512, a solar eclipse was recorded by a monastic chronicler in Ireland. Now, I have something really cool here to show you. I'm not sure if this is like the same one here, but this is believed to be the oldest recorded solar eclipse, etched in stone. Like a bunch of swirls, I guess, supposedly representing the moon overtaking the sun or something. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But
That's pretty awesome, though.
yeah, like, let's open this and like, do you see the etchings here? So yeah. Anyway, moving on up to 14 centuries ago, 626.
Wow.
The Avars and Sassanids besieged Constantinople, held by Byzantine troops under patrician bonus. 922, Kingdom of the West Franks crowned Robert I as King of West Francia after deposing Charles the Simple, also known as Charles III. Why did they depose him, though? Was he too simple? Like, you know, was he not able to lead correctly?
Simpleton.
Yeah. 1072, former Byzantine Emperor Romanos IV Diagones blinded by rivals and exiled. Yikes. 1149, Raymond of Antioch was defeated and killed at the Battle of Inab in modern-day Syria by the Zengid army of the Atabeg Nur al-Din Zengi. I guess this was before everyone loved Raymond. Raymond. 1170, a major earthquake hit Syria, badly damaging towns such as Hama and Shizar, and structures such as the Croix des Daviliers and the Cathedral of St. Peter in Antioch. This is telling me image search that, but I did that earlier and didn't really show me anything. But you know what? Actually, hold on a second. Let me undo that. I'll image search this just because there might have been something here. I'm not entirely sure. No, this is just a bunch of earthquake stuff. So, I mean, not the correct one. This shows a bunch of different. I'm not sure which one these are. So yeah. 1194, Sigurdsson was crowned King of Norway after years of dispute. Other source says Severe was crowned King of Norway, leading to his excommunication by the Catholic Church in Civil War. Okay, what's going on here? Like, years of dispute, and now he's getting excommunicated? So, what the hell? 1457, the Dutch city of Dordrecht was devastated by a fire. And it's telling me to image search this, so I'm going to do that here really quickly. I guess this is just like artist rendition. Oh, that's a flooded Dordrecht. So, okay. So apparently they've been flooded and they've been on fire. That town does not have good luck there. 1529, Holy Roman Emperor Charles V and Pope Clement VII signed the Treaty of Barcelona and brought peace to Italy and repelled Turkish advances. Yeah. 1534, French explorer Jacques Cartier was the first European to discover Prince Edward Islands in Canada. Okay. 6 years later, 1540, United Kingdom Parliament passed the Act of Attainder over former Chancellor of the Exchequer of England, Thomas Cromwell, indicting him as a heretic. Yikes. 1552, Italian physician and mathematician Girolamo Cardano arrived in Edinburgh, Scotland, to treat John Hamilton, Archbishop of St. Andrews, for over 2,000 gold crowns. So he's getting paid, whatever gold crowns are, like some kind of currency. So, 1613, Shakespeare's Globe Theatre in London burned down during a performance of Henry VIII. We have an artist, like a painting of the actual event from someone at some point.
Yeah.
That must have been a nightmare scene to see. Wow, yeah.
That's ugly.
Yeah, it is.
It captures a lot, that picture.
Yes, it does. And actually, I'm going to look this up really quick. And I never showed you the thumbnail today.
No. Oh, let me see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And today's title, Weapon Burning, U.S. Highways, Star Trek, Death in Space, and more. So, a heck of a title right there. Look up the burning here. So this just shows a bunch of different artists renditions. What is this here? The Globe Theater burned during the performance of Henry VIII after a misfired cannon ignited the roof. Remarkably, only one injury occurred, and the theater was quickly rebuilt. So it was rebuilt one or two more times or something, and then because it kept burning up in a fire or something, and it was eventually rebuilt again in more modern times, and it's survived since. So. 1620, English crown banned tobacco growing in England, giving the Virginia Company a monopoly in exchange for tax of 1 shilling per pound. I so dislike stuff like that, you know. 1755, 515 prominent Filipinos baptized as Catholic. Okay, it's pretty cool. We also have German medieval heroic poem Nibelungenlied, the Song of the Nibelungs, rediscovered in Hohen's Castle Library in Vorarlberg, Austria, by Jacob Hernan Orius. So, and I actually have a, no, not this one here. Here we go, right here. This is the actual poem. So, yeah.
In time of kingship, knighthood, and chivalry.
It's a little low here.
Siegfried, who had acquired a
but
great
this, whoops, hold on a second, there we go. This link that I'm collecting right now, this will be in the underbar of the description below after the live stream. As per usual, we already have a lot of cool links, down there for you if you are at all interested. I am going to post this in Discord here, so that way we can see it later. It's interesting. I listened to it earlier. So, what else do we got here? Moving on up to 1764, one of the strongest tornadoes in history struck Woldeglik, Germany, killing one person while leveling numerous mansions, with winds estimated greater than 300 miles per hour, or 480 kilometers an hour, for those who don't speak freedom units. So right here, it just shows it was a 300 mile per hour F5 winds across Germany. I mean, that looks terrifying. Yeah, like, and here's an actual artist. It's a small image right there. But that appears to be an artist's rendition of the actual event, right? So, 1767, British passed Townshend Revenue Act, levying taxes on America, helping to intensify opposition to British rule. Yeah, we don't like taxes. 1776, Virginia State Constitution adopted and Patrick Henry was made governor. 1786, Alexander MacDonald and over 500 Roman Catholic Highlanders left Scotland to settle in Glengarry County, Ontario. 1800, Freemason Lodge established in Alkmaar. 1806, Orkney woman Isabel Goon set sail for Prince Rupert's Land disguised as a man to work for the Hudson Bay Company. Her true identity was revealed when she gave birth on December of 1807.
That would be a giveaway.
Now, like, did she go and then she do the mattress mambo and get pregnant, or did she go already pregnant?
They didn't say.
Well, I mean, like, this is December in 1807. Okay, so no, it's more than a year. Okay, so at some point, she got pregnant, like, while disguised as a man. And that's kind of stupid. So, 1850, British ex-Prime Minister Sir Robert Peel fell off his horse, dying 3 days later. Yikes. 1854, Netherlands allowed corporal punishment. What is corporal punishment?
Corporal punishment?
Yeah, corporal?
Yeah, that's, physical.
Oh, okay. Oh, so like, flogging and stuff like that. All right.
Spankings,
Yikes. Oh. Well, spanking is right there. You I thought you were being weird, but no, it's right there in the wiki. So.
Well, it's, compared to flogging, it's a minor thing. But
yeah. 1858, a Treaty of Algun, China ceded north bank of Amur River to Russia. 1863, Battle at Westminster or Corbett's Charge in Maryland. One of those two, different names, same event. Small unit of Delaware cavalry charged Confederate cavalry numbering nearly 6,000, crucially delaying their arrival at Gettysburg. Huh. 1863 as well, George Armstrong Custer, at the age of 23, was appointed Union Brigadier General.
Jeez.
At 23. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We also have very first national bank opened in Davenport, Iowa. 1 year later, Canada's worst railway accident, Grand Trunk Railway train crashed onto a barge on the Richelieu River, killing 100 people. So it says other source, at least 99 people, mostly German and Polish immigrants, were killed in Canada's worst railway disaster after a train, I guess not trail, a train failed to stop for an open drawbridge and plunged into the Riviere Richelieu near Saint Hilaire, Quebec. And I looked this up, and I could have sworn we've covered this before because this image looks familiar. Like, you know, so it's a terrible image.
Whoa.
You see, look at all the different cars there mangled and all that stuff. Look how small the cars are, though.
I don't even see. Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, like all these things here at the bottom, like you can see all the wheels and everything. These are all cars, like have fallen, and you still see more cars up here. This must be a different train, or something. 1864 as well. Samuel Crowther, Bishop of Niger, became the first black bishop of the Church of England. 1874, Greek politician Charios Turkoupis published a manifesto in the Athens Daily Kyrie entitled "Who's to Blame?", in which he laid out his complaints against King George. He is elected Prime Minister of Greece the next year. They didn't like King George either. 1880, France annexed Othiente, also known as Tahiti. So France annexed Tahiti, renaming the independent kingdom of Tahiti as Establishments de François de Electrocione, according to other source.
Okay.
1881, Pope Leo XIII published encyclical Dignitium Iliad, or whatever. So I'm going to look this up here really quick. Okay, there it is, right there. So encyclical, let's add this to the underbar section really quick. Iliad, and it's this one. The long continued most bitter, yada yada yada. Okay, well if anybody wants to read this and let us know what it's about in the summary, let us know in the comment section. That'd be fantastic. Speaking of comments, do we have any yet? No, none on Rumble, none on YouTube. All right. Moving on up, 1881 in Sudan, Muhammad Ahmad declared himself to be the Mahdi, the messianic redeemer of Islam. So I guess that's the start of modern Islam. Like, it's a more recent religion. But I thought it would have been in the 1400s or something.
Yeah, this is the beginning of it.
Okay.
It was older than that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm stupid. Yes, it absolutely is. Because of the Crusades. Wow. Okay, I'm really stupid. 1888, first known recording of classical music was made. Handel's Israel in Egypt on a wax cylinder. Now I have this as well. It's not like really. This is what I just read.
Okay.
First known recording of classical music is made. Handel's Israel in Egypt on a wax cylinder. So they on a cylinder made of wax.
So this is what they recorded here. Okay.
Yeah. This is what it sounds like. Like, it doesn't sound that good, but this is the first known recording of classical music, that is. And this is on a wax cylinder, you know?
Well, cards or grooves as you're going,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm going to put this into the to Discord as well. That's not the Discord. Here's the Discord videos. All right. Anyway, what else do we got? Moving on up to where the thing is. There you go. 1889, Hyde Park and several other Illinois townships voted to be annexed by Chicago, forming the largest United States city in area and second largest in population at the time. Cool. 1891, U.S. National Forest Service organized. All right, and gonna image search this really quick. Here we go. The Forest Service, Department of Agriculture. So right here. Wichita Forest, Oklahoma made first federal game preserve. Other federal game preserves established by TR are Grand Canyon in 1908, Fire Island, Alaska in 1909, and National Bison Range, Montana in 1909 as well. TR published Outdoor Pastimes of an American Hunter. It's pretty cool. 1895, Duke holders burned their weapons as a protest against conscription by the Tsarist Russian government. So here, you know, they're burning their weapons, like, you know, throwing it into. They're not going to fight, you know. So, 1897, Chicago Colts established MLB record for most runs scored in a game by one team as they mauled Louisville Colonels 36-7 at the West Side grounds in Chicago. Yikes. 1899, Brazos River in Tejas flooded 12 miles wide, causing $10 million in damage. 1899, $10 million. That's a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah.
1900, the Imperial Chinese Court issued what is essentially a declaration of war against foreigners in China, blaming them for hostilities and giving license to the Boxers for even greater ferocity. So more of this Boxer rebellion stuff. 1901, the Horniman Museum and Gardens, featuring the natural history and cultural artifacts collections of British tea heir Frederick Horniman, opened in Forest Hill, London, England. And this is, the entrance, I suppose, or something. Really good-looking building right there.
Yeah.
Almost looks like a conservatory. Yeah. Oh, there's that picture I just showed you right there, and inside. Look at this. Oh, well, I can't. It won't let me. There we go. Look at that.
Ooh.
It's all a bunch of stuff, like displays, everything, skeletons, everything. This is, like a prototype museum, before they really knew, like better ways to display things. This is all outside scene. There's a bunch of tables and chairs and everything around here. So, I guess this might be some kind of outside seating cafeteria area thing.
It looks like that.
Yeah. What else do we got here? 1903, British government protests against abuses in Belgian Congo. Yep. 1 year later, 2 prehistoric bones were found in Weerdingerven, in the Netherlands. Pretty cool. 1906, U.S. passed the Hepburn Act, permitting the regulation of rates charged by railroads, pipelines, and terminals engaged in interstate commerce. I'm going to look this up here really quick. Hepburn Act. All right, let's look this up on the wiki. Is a 1906 United States federal law that expanded the jurisdiction in the Interstate Commerce Commission, ICC, and gave it the power to set maximum railroad rates. This led to the discontinuation of free passes to loyal shippers. In addition, the ICC could view the railroad's financial records tasks simplified by standardized bookkeeping systems. For any railroad that resisted the ICC's conditions would remain in effect until the outcome of legislation said otherwise. By the Hepburn Act, the ICC's authority was extended to cover bridges, terminals, ferries, railroads, sleeping cars, express companies, and oil pipelines. Huh. Okay, so Hepburn Act. Put this in the underbar section. That sounds really intriguing right there. 1913, an attack by Bulgarian General Mikhail Savov on Greek and Serbian positions caused the start of the Second Balkan War. Here we go. 2 years later, 1915, the North Saskatchewan River flood of 1915 was the worst flood in Edmonton history. I hope it didn't get surpassed. So, 1916, British diplomat turned Irish nationalist Roger Casement was sentenced to death for his part in the Easter Rising. 1922, France granted 1 km2, or 1 square kilometer, at Vimy Ridge, quote, freely and for all time, to the government of Canada, the free use of the land exempt from all taxes, end quote. How nice.
So Canada has a little chunk of France? Is that what they're saying?
France granted 1 square kilometer at Vimy Ridge, wherever Vimy Ridge is.
Yeah.
It might be Canada. Like, hold on a second.
No,
Let's look up where's Vimy Ridge. Oh, it was a World War I battle. Okay, so this is in Vimy past de Calais. Oh, it's over at Calais. Okay,
So this is in honor of the war.
Okay, that would make sense. Yeah. Well, World War I. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. But this is France,
Yes.
actual land of France.
That's what I said initially.
Yeah.
That's what I got out of it.
Yeah. Well, I've heard of Vimy Ridge, but I didn't know if it was a battle or some other area or whatever.
Heard of that.
I've covered so many things, that I don't remember exactly everything. So, 1 century ago, 1926, Arthur Meighen returned to office as Prime Minister of Canada. And we also have Carter G. Woodson's won Sparrowgate Medal for research into Black history. 1927, first flight from West Coast arrived to Hawaii. We covered this yesterday, I think. The Bird of Paradise, a U.S. Army Air Corps Fokker tri-motor, completed the first trans-Pacific flight from the mainland United States to Hawaii. We also have the first test of Wallace Turnbull's controllable pitch propeller. And that's, you're going to see this here. This was in the thumbnail. That's what this is. This shows the inner guts. So that way you can control the pitch of the frontal propeller. That appears to be a 3-blade propeller right there. But you see here, this allows you to speed up or slow down. Because very much like with the helicopter and all that stuff, it's all about wind and everything. What is this? The solution to this problem was developed in 1916 by New Brunswick inventor Wallace Turnbull, 1870 to 1954. It was called the variable pitch propeller. The pitch is the angle at which the blades are set into the hub. By varying the angle, engine power output could be adapted to needs for takeoff, cruising, and landing. It is one of the most important inventions in aviation history. Wow. And from British Columbia, or no, not British, New Brunswick, sorry.
Oh, okay.
But still Canadian.
Yeah.
1928, the outer bridge crossing the Goethals Bridge in Staten Island, New York, both opened. We have a 2-for-1 there. So, 1921 as well, first high-speed jet wind tunnel was completed at Langley Field, Virginia. Now, I could have sworn we've covered this, because you're going to recognize this this tunnel right here. Remember this?
Yes.
So,
I do remember that.
I could have sworn we've covered this. Maybe it was erroneously placed there, but I'm not sure. 1929, Mexico and Vatican signed a Concord. I wonder why. What is Mexico and the Vatican doing? And this is before the Vatican became the actual... okay, well, this is not this one. This says signed February 11th, 1929. And today's not February 11th.
No.
So, this is not the correct one. But this is between Italy and the Holy See. Oh, that's something else. Huh. But yeah, this is before the Vatican became like its own like nation state. That was like
so
later
when
in
did
the
it become
30s.
a nation state then? I thought it would have been.
In the 30s.
Oh, it's the 30s. Okay.
Yeah, like hold on a second. When did the Vatican become a country?
Okay.
It was like in the 30s or something. Here we go. Wikipedia. I'll just telling me about the entire thing. Establishment, Lateran Treaty, February 11th, 1929. That might be the one, but it was with Mussolini. Like, whoever the Pope was at the time,
Okay.
he worked with Mussolini and, the
Yeah,
inventor. So,
yeah.
so the creation...
That we've talked about.
So, Vatican as a sovereign state was out of an act of fascism. So, I think we need to rescind that. 1930, Pope Pius XI canonized Noel Channeval, French Jesuit missionary to the Hurons, and one of the 8 Canadian martyrs at the St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City. All right, that's nice. 1931, 109 degrees Fahrenheit or 43 Celsius in Montecito, Florida. State record until broken in 2015. But what was it?
Yeah.
Like 110? Oh. 1931, Pope Pius XI published encyclical on noon abbiamo bisogno. We do not need fascism and Mussolini. Oh, look at that. So, I'm just going to look that up here really quick just to see if there's going to be a link to it. So, yep, there we go. Well, it's, oh, there is a wiki. Okay. So, let me get the pain out of my eye. Copy that, post that, get my link here really quick. That up, and then get back over here. 1932, USSR and China signed a non-aggression treaty. Okay. 33, Italian boxer Primo Carnera knocks out Estonian defending champion Jack Sharkey in round 6 in Madison Square Garden in New York City to become 3rd European to win the lineal world heavyweight title. I wonder who the first one was, though. 35, LPGA Western Open Women's Golf, Sunset Ridge Country Club. Opal Hill scored an easy 9-7 win over Mrs. S.L. Reinhardt to claim her first of 2 consecutive major titles. 36, George M. Cohen was the first artist to be presented with a U.S. Congressional Gold Medal by Franklin D. Roosevelt for raising war morale. That's awesome.
Yeah.
36 as well, New York Empire State Building broadcasts high-definition TV with 343 lines. Wow. I guess with the antenna,
Yeah.
Like,
Plenty high.
yep. Well, that has to be the reason why. Like, like what is that? Unless it's like a lightning catcher or something, but it's a very elaborate lightning catcher.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, like you'd think all these buildings with all those radio antennas and everything on top of their broadcast towers or receivers or something.
Yeah.
Like they had to be doing something. I don't know what they're doing. 36, we got that one. Pope Pius XI encyclical to U.S. bishops on motion pictures. So, probably warning them about the dangers of... is this the same one? On motion pictures? June 29th? Yeah, that'd be today. 36, okay. So, that is this one. So, this encyclical, it's called Vigilanticura. If anybody wants to read up on this one in particular. What else do we got here? 1939, Dixie Clipper completed first commercial plane flight to Europe. I think we covered that yesterday. Not entirely sure. Ford introduced a revolutionary Ford Ferguson 9N tractor incorporating Harry Ferguson's 3-point hitch system. This was rather revolutionary. It's not going to show it up on here really. It's just going to show the tractor. But basically, like right here is what we're talking about. Like the hitch.
Yeah.
Like it's a 3-point thing. And it allows like stronger hitch or something, whatever it does, So you're gonna say something?
I think it allows you to put different things on there easily.
Yeah. Like I don't know the mechanics and functionality of a tractor, how to operate it myself, but I think that might be it right there, the 3-point hitch.
Could be.
I'm not sure. I don't know what I'm looking at. So I am such a city boy. 1940, Batman Comics, mobsters rub out a circus high-wire team known as the Flying Graysons, leaving their son Dick, later known as Robin, an orphan. So, on this date in 1940, Robin. That's...
Batman and Robin.
Yep.
The birth of Robin.
Yeah. And there's several Robins, actually. Dick Grayson eventually grows up, I believe. He's the one who becomes Nightwing. Then there's been like 3, 4, 5 Robins throughout all the years. I know one of them actually died. Because he got kidnapped by the Joker or whatever, and then they actually led it up to the fans. Should this Robin live or should he die? Oh. And yeah, it was like it was in the comics and everything. Yeah, and a lot of he wasn't that well liked for the most part, so most people voted for him to die, and then later people wish that they hadn't, because that really puts into perspective the human condition. Just because he was kind of annoying, he wasn't a bad character. He was just annoying or something. Maybe around the realm of Scrappy Doo or something. Scrappy Doo was hated and everything, but people killed him. And now lore wise, there forever a Robin died in an explosion set by the Joker, and Batman was too late to save him. So that's pretty dark. But it's Batman. It starts off with his parents getting gunned down. So
yeah, exactly.
1940 as well. U.S. passed Alien Registration Act requiring aliens to register. So are we talking about extraterrestrial or terrestrial?
I don't know.
We need more of that right now because we have a lot of illegals, running around. Mom's time. I'm gonna read this one here first, but I have to read them both. But I'm not gonna start off every mom's time with horribleness if I can help it. DiMaggio extended hitting streaks at 42, breaking Sizzler's record.
Yeah, Joe DiMaggio.
Yep, and then unfortunately I have to go to this horrible one. 6,000 Jews are murdered in a pogrom in Bucharest, Romania. Ugh. You gotta take the bad with the good out there, folks.
Gotta be Hitler.
Well, of course, it's the Nazis. But if we're gonna have to not repeat, if we're not gonna repeat this stuff, we gotta remember it so that way we know what not to do. So
you're right there.
So that's why I cover it. It's nasty, but life isn't all peaches and cream. And if we want to stay on the right side of stuff, we gotta know what the wrong stuff is, and this stuff is terrible. So. 1943, Germany began withdrawing U-boats from North Atlantic in anticipation of the Allied invasion of Europe. Oh, that's 43. Okay. So 1 year later, though, we've already done it June 6, earlier this month. 44, the French Nazi collaborator Paul Trouvier shot 7 Jews dead. What an asshole. I hope was he executed? Oh, he died of prostate cancer. That's too good for him. 96. Wow, he got to live. What a... 44.
He lived until 96?
Yeah, apparently.
Jeez.
Yeah, 1996.
Yeah.
He was 81 years old. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Seems like it was going to be longer distance than that, but I guess not.
He should have died earlier. German counterattack at Caen. That's in France, Normandy. Yeah. The largest settlement in Normandy, I believe.
Oh, okay.
1945, Ruthenia, formerly in Czechoslovakia, was annexed by Soviet Union, becoming Ukrainian SSR. The Soviet Union annexed the Czechoslovak province of Carpathian Ruthenia. Loon's time, 1946, Black Sabbath as the British arrest 2,700 Jews in Palestine as alleged terrorists. What the hell is Black Sabbath then?
I don't know.
I thought that was a band.
It is, but a lot later than that.
That's weird. I'm going to do a service level scratch of the article really quick because that was a weird thing to say. Operation Agatha, June 29th, 46. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to put this in the inner bar. Black Sabbath. So maybe like is it a Sabbath like a religious thing?
Sunday.
Yeah. So maybe that's why like Black Friday, Bloody
Yeah.
Sunday. It's a Black Sunday. So okay, that would make sense. It's the Black Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, okay. Now I understand. 1946 as well, British mandatory government of Palestine arrested 100 leaders of Yishuv. 47, MLB New York Yankees defeated Washington Senators 3-1, starting a 19-game winning streak. That's cool. 1949, U.S. troops withdrew from Korea after World War II. Okay. 50, striker Joe Gatland headed U.S. to an upset 1-0 win over England in a FIFA World Cup group match in Belo Horizonte, Brazil. Americans' next win over England was in 1994. I guess the Stadiums.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Now, apparently, Germany's out of FIFA. I just heard it like an hour or so ago. Yeah. Someone in the Discord.
Boy, they're one of the powerhouses.
They're gone now, apparently. Now, I know we just covered Korea in 49, but here we go again. 1950, Korean War. U.S. President Harry S. Truman authorized the sea blockade of Korea. It's just like, we just got out of there. Now we're going back. 52, USS Orcansea became the first aircraft carrier to sail around the Cape Horn. All right. Could do a quick little scan for comments. Nope. Okay. 1952 as well, the first Miss Universe pageant was held. Armi Kustiela from Finland won the title of Miss Universe in 1952. 1954, U.S. Atomic Energy Commission voted to revoke Dr. Robert Oppenheimer's security clearance, effectively ending his career as a nuclear physicist. That's unfortunate.
I wonder what the heck that was all about.
We saw it in the movie Oppenheimer. They suspected him a communist.
Yeah.
So this must have been during like the beginning of the whole Red Scare thing with McCarthyism.
Yeah, well, the 50s.
Yeah. So, 56, Stadium Charles Dumas recorded first high jump over 7 feet, 2.13 meters, during U.S. Olympic trials in Los Angeles, California. Dutch Prime Minister William Dries refused resignation of Queen Juliana, the Great Hoofmans, or Mans or whatever, Great Hoffmans. I didn't realize that you can refuse somebody trying to leave. It's like, no, you can't leave. Like, wouldn't that be a hostage situation by that point? So, 56 as well, U.S. Federal Interstate Highway System Act signed by President Dwight D. Eisenhower at Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Bethesda, Maryland. This is a big one. And see, like, a lot of people, you know, they get the misconception that the United States of America is so great that it has freeways. It can afford, it's so prosperous that it can afford freeways, everything. Wrong. It's prosperous because it put the freeways in.
Yeah.
Because we allow like commerce and movement and all that stuff, and the freeways. The whole point of freeways, first and foremost, is the exponential movement of troops and military equipment and hardware. Everything else.
This is highways, not freeways.
Freeways, highways, and everything.
Yeah.
No, like the whole point of all this is for if anything happens, for things to be able to move.
Yes.
You know, from the base or wherever they're to wherever they need to go a lot quicker than just rural country roads and like, you know, hillscapes and everything. It's all for movement of response and everything.
Of course, that's coming from President Eisenhower.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who was
in World War II
commander-in-chief of the whole European. What do you call it?
Yeah, the Allied Expeditionary Force.
Yeah.
The entire thing. So in Europe though, like
yes,
I think somebody else. I think MacArthur eventually got. Basically, he was the Eisenhower of the Pacific.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, it was this. He supported this concern about possible nuclear strike against the U.S. Highway system provided improved mobility for motorists and also caused expansion of the suburbs. Improved military and troops to move quickly and meant people could evacuate much faster in the event of war. So, I mean, there's so many benefits. You know? And keep in mind, though, it was Funny Mustache Man with the Autobahn that kicked all that off. 57, Malenkov, Molotov, Kanakazwesizi, and Szczytów left the USSR Communist Party. So it says the Stalinist anti-party group of Georgy Malenkov, Waleshka Molotov, Lazar Kaganovich, and Dmitry Shepelev were expelled from the Communist Party of the Soviet Union after an unsuccessful attempt to remove leader Nikita Khrushchev.
Ooh.
Yikes.
I wonder if those guys survived or they had unfortunate accidents.
I know, that's weird because Georgie took over after Stalin.
Who?
Georgie, this guy. Georgie Melenkov.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It even says Soviet leader. So, like, but then he stepped down? Oh, that's unusual and everything. And they edited this too, so like I gotta throw this in here really quick. So 1957. There's yeah, here it is. Okay, let me put that in there really quick. So, anyway, 1959. Let me get rid of all that. Okay. What else we got here? Pope John the 23rd published his first encyclical on truth, unity, and peace in charity. Okay. 1960, KYAAM in San Francisco changed their call letters to KDBQ for 2 weeks. I wonder why. That's
Yeah.
weird.
It's kind of weird.
Like, was this part of some kind of, like, publicity stunt or something? KSFB. Relevant radio station in San Francisco. Like, alright, it's not telling me anything here, so... 1961, launch of Transit 4A with first nuclear power supply, SNAP-3. So a nuclear-powered satellite. Wonderful. 61, MLB San Francisco Giants outfielder Willie Mays became the 4th player in MLB history with 3 or more home runs, twice in one season with a 10th inning blast in Giants 8-7 win over the Phillies in Philadelphia. 61, the International Labor Organization, the ILO, called for South Africa's withdrawal at the Geneva Conference in protest of the racial policies of the South African government. 62, the first flight of the Vickers, a British aerospace VC-10 long-range airliner. And that's that guy right there. Aircraft with aircraft-like qualities and highlights.
VC-10?
VC-10.
Oh, V.
V for victory, yeah. So, I think it's Douglas's DC. Usually, it's like McDonnell Douglas DC, whatever. Is
I wonder
usually.
if there was a, you don't look it up, but because I've always thought of a BC-10 or DC-10. Maybe it was a DC-10, and maybe it was V, and I never heard it right.
Well, no, because there is a DC.
Okay, good.
But that's what I'm saying. I think it's McDonnell Douglas, and I think D stands for Douglas because I think the V in this VC, this is Vickers.
Okay.
So I don't know what C is. I
Okay.
guess Kraft or something.
Probably
Yeah.
a class of some sort.
I don't know. 1962, Frank Howard hit the 5,000th Dodger home run. So 5,000th home. Frank Howard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We also have the Beatles' first song, From Me to You, hit UK charts on this calendar day, 1963. 1964, we have the Civil Rights Act of 1964 passed the U.S. Senate after a 60-working-day filibuster by Southern senators. Wow. Freaking Democrats. 64, NBC approved Gene Roddenberry's script for the pilot episode of Star Trek titled The Cage, and thus it begins. 65, United States Air Force Captain Joseph Henry Engel reached 85,530 meters in the X-15. So, reaching an altitude of 53.1 miles, or 85,005 kilometers, and top speed of 3,432 miles per hour. That's a lot of miles per hour. 5,523 kilometers per hour, Mach 4.94.
Yeah,
That's
X-15,
fast.
I remember that. I believe it was
Holy
all
shit.
black.
Yes, yeah. Well, you looked up an image the other day about it.
Oh, okay.
So, well, I'll look it up again here really quick. So, remember we were looking at it was
Yeah,
hanging
that's
under
right,
the building or the building the other bigger aircraft. So
Yeah.
like a giant spear under the wing. So, but yeah, there it is. Why am I not getting any good images? There we go.
Yeah.
1966, U.S. planes bombed northern Vietnam's capital, Hanoi, and the port city of Haiphong for the first time in the Vietnam War. About time. 67, Israel removed barricades, reunifying Jerusalem. And I wonder if that ladder is still up there on that thing. You know the ladder that can't be moved? Oh, hold on a second. Israel ladder. Yeah, right here. Apparently, like, it has something to do with one of the conflicts. It said nothing shall be like changed from this state, or it's some stipulation.
okay.
So that ladder by law cannot be moved Otherwise, it could start another war.
Wow.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah.
Like, so. 1967, we got that one. 1968, Tiptoe Through the Tulips was me by Tiny Tim. Peaked at
Tiny
710.
Tim,
Yeah, and I actually have it right here.
It is my show in England. Very, very
was
good.
gonna say, that's not
Two,
Tiny
Radio
Tim.
1 Club. Now, Tiny Tim!
There he is.
Very SpongeBob. And I probably have gotten a copyright strike for that. Anyway, moving on up to 1969, first Jewish worship service at the White House. Okay. On Billy Williams Day at Wrigley Field, Chicago, the Cubs outfielder passed Stan Musial's National League record for consecutive MLB games played at 896. At Chicago, swept St. Louis Cardinals 3-1 and 12-1. Okay. 71, Rolling Stones Mick Jagger and Keith Richards were sentenced for a drug offense.
Uh-oh.
What was the offense and what was their sentence? Prior to reentry, okay, this one's a little sad, but we spoke about this a while ago, and we were wondering if, like, a couple of days ago we covered something, and we were wondering if it was this. I think this is what the confirmation. Remember those cosmonauts that went up and burned up on reentry?
Yeah.
Here we go. Prior to re-entry, following a record-setting stay aboard the Soviet Union's Salyut-1 space station, the crew capsule of the Soyuz 11 spacecraft depressurized, killing the 3 cosmonauts on board. George Dobrovolsky, Vladislav Volkov, and Viktor Patiseyev became the first humans to die in space. Now, I don't think they were, because there's a recording out there, potentially a female, the first human, not Yuri Gagarin, but before him, a cosmonaut was believed to have gotten up there, but perished on re-entry and subsequently buried. And Yuri Gagarin so happened to have survived the entire thing until later he was killed off later on when he was trying to start to, be a whistleblower about something. But anyway, that recording is out there online and everything. I'm not going to look it up. We got to keep on going with the show, but I encourage people to look it up and everything. There might have been somebody before Yuri, who died in space and was in space. So there's a lot of secrets out there that people don't know.
Well, especially the Russians were really secretive.
Oh yeah. 72, Supreme Court ruled 5-4 that death penalty is cruel and unusual. I don't agree. The United States Supreme Court ruled in the case of Furman versus Georgia that arbitrary and inconsistent imposition of the death penalty violated the 8th and 14th Amendments and constituted cruel and unusual punishment. Well, it's not cruel and unusual. Okay? Like, what's cruel and unusual is forcing taxpayers to spend money to house, feed, clothe, and maintain these people after they've thrown their life away. Like if it's case closed, if they admitted it, whatever the stipulation may be, like either exile or execute. But I am tired of my tax dollars going to this crap. Either rehabilitate them, get them the help that they need, get back into society, or get them the fuck out of here. I don't want my tax dollars going to this shit.
But here you go. Here's someone on trial for killing somebody.
Yeah.
And the legal deal could be to kill him. So how can one killing be illegal and another killing not?
Well, that's why I say exile or execute. Like, if there's still a question or you don't want them gone, then exile. Get them out of here, okay? But at least they're not dead. Or if there's something truly horrifying, I'm not going to name names or anything, but some people really got to go. So, 74, military coup in Ethiopia. Yikes. Vice President Isabel Perón assumed powers and duties as active president of Argentina, while her husband, President Juan Perón, was terminally ill. 74 as well, Mikhail Baryshnikov defected from the Soviet Union to Canada while on tour with the Kirov Ballet. That's hilarious. 75, Pope Paul the Sixth, ordained some 350 priests in St. Peter's Square in the largest ordination in history. That's epic. 76, Seychelles gained independence from the United Kingdom. Cool. 77, future Baseball Hall of Fame, future Hall of Fame outfielder Willie Stargell hit his 400th career home run as his Pittsburgh Pirates rout the St. Louis Cardinals 9-1 at Busch Stadium.
Yeah.
South African opposition party, the New Republic Party (NRP), was formed after the integration of the United Party (UP) and the Democratic Party (DP). All right. We also have Supreme Court ruled out death penalty for rapists of adults. Why? I mean, those are people that need to go. Like, 79, mascot San Diego Chicken was reborn at Jack Murphy Stadium.
Yeah.
There he is, right
There
there.
it is.
Oh, so I'm going to do a quick image search. They said reborn, so they have it like coming out of an egg or something. So, who put him back in the egg? That's weird. So, 1980, Sweeney Todd closed at Euro Theater, New York City after 557 performances. That is a lot of performances. 82, U.S. Voting Rights Act of 1965 was extended. I'm going to look that up here really quick. Like, what was it? Like, why was it extended? Amendments to the Voting Rights Act of 1965. All right, well, I'm just going to say Act extended. If anybody wants to look this up, let us know anything particular interesting, that you find in there. Let us know in the comment section. Speaking of comments, do we have any comments? Nothing on YouTube. Anything on Rumble? Nope. All right. Moving on up to 1983, 40-year-old Puerto Rican jockey Angel Cordero Jr. won his 5,000th race with a victory in the last race at Belmont, fourth jockey to achieve this milestone. Wow. 84, Montreal Expos infielder Pete Rose played in record 3,309th MLB game, surpassing Carl Yastrzemski of the Boston Red Sox.
Yastrzemski. Carl Yastrzemski.
All right. Pitcher Oral Hershiser began a string of making every scheduled start until 1990 for Los Angeles Dodgers. What does that mean? Scheduled start.
Pitcher doesn't pitch every game, so they have a schedule. They rotate, and there's usually pitching every 4 or 5 games. So he's scheduled every 4 or 5 games, and he never missed one.
Oh, okay. 84 as well. USSR offers to start talking about banning SDI. What is SDI?
I know this.
Strategic Defense Initiative. Oh, U.S. military. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how the hell are they going to ban us from doing our thing? What?
I don't know.
Like, this makes no sense. Like, 86, Moses Mayesko, former General Secretary of Metal and Allied Workers Union, MAWU, and member of South African Communist Party, SACP, was detained for a second time, spending months in solitary confinement. He does not sound like a good person. 86 as well, Richard Branson aboard Virgin Atlantic Challenger 2 reached Bishop Rock, Isles of Sicily, fastest crossing of the Atlantic. But what was the time? Doesn't tell us. It just says... Okay.
Nice to know.
Gee, I guess I'll take your word for it. It's the primary source. 86, Sparky Anderson was the first to win 600 games as manager in both leagues. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Ao's time, 87. MLB Philadelphia Phillies relief pitcher Steve Bedrosian was first to record 12 saves in 12 attempts. New York Yankees blow 11-4 lead but trailing 14-11. Dave Winfield's 8th inning grand slammer defeated Toronto 15-14. Don Mattingly also grand slammed. Wow, that sounds like a heck of a game.
Yeah.
We also have Vincent van Gogh's painting of Le Pont de Tranquillité was bought for $20.4 million at an auction in London, England. I keep saying, man, the art industry is such a freaking racket. Like, I understand some art is really good, but $20,400,000 for this or whatever, like, it is so obvious money laundering. It's ridiculous. 88, Vigdis Finnbogadottir was elected as the 4th president of Iceland, becoming the world's first democratically elected female president. Nice. Every 15th daytime award presentation, Susan Loki lost for the 19th time. Poor lady. 89 as well, South Africa's National Party adopted 5-year program of its objectives, including a political reform plan to give black majority role in national and local government. ANC responds it would consider only a one-man, one-vote system. I mean, that sounds fair. 1990 A's Dave Stewart no-hit Blue Jays, and the Dodgers Fernando Valenzuela no-hit St. Louis 6-0. First time no-hitters in both leagues.
Oh,
Cool.
in the same day.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Marlon Maples' father sued National Enquirer for $12 million. Why? And who is that?
Why is that name so familiar, Marla Maples?
I don't know. She's a singer. Second wife of Trump.
I was just gonna say, wasn't she the wife of Trump? That's right.
Yeah, okay. But why did she? Well,
I don't know.
she got the money sickness from Trump. That's what happened. 1990, New York Mets tie their team career high 11-game winning streak. World's first female diocesan Anglican bishop, Dr. Penny Jameson, was appointed in Dunedin, New Zealand. Cool. 91, a 6.0 earthquake hit Southern California. Wonder if there's any injuries, any deaths, what's the damage, what's the cost.
Yeah.
But then 1 year later, we have 2 earthquakes, including a 7.4, hit Southern California. So, 3 quakes, 2 years.
Yeah.
What the heck? On the same day. Algerian head of state Mohamed Boudiaf was assassinated by military officers during a public speech at the opening of a cultural center in Annaba. 1992, NHL arbitrator decided Eric Lindros went to Philadelphia Flyers instead of New York Rangers after Quebec traded him twice. Quebec received 6-player, 2 draft picks, and $15 million. Huh. Oakland Athletics Dennis Eckersley set record of 26 straight saves for the season. Is that a team record or a league?
That would be a team.
Okay. 94, 128 degrees Fahrenheit or 53 Celsius. That's hot. Lake Havasu City, Arizona.
Oh,
Woo.
no wonder.
State record, breaking the previous one set in 1905. Wow. 1994, U.S. reopened Guantanamo Bay Naval Base to process refugees. 95, George Foreman lost IBF boxing title for refusing to a rematch bout against Axel Scholes. 95 as well, Memphis Mad Dogs' first CFL game versus Calgary Stampeders. Space Shuttle program, STS-71 mission, the Atlantis, docked with the Russian space station Mir for the first time. That is epic. That is so cool, dude.
Yeah.
Like, we're connecting and doing things, together in space as a species. And why is nobody, freaking out about this? Awesome. In 95 as well, the Sampoong department store collapsed in the Seosho district of Seoul, South Korea, killing 502 people and injuring 937. This is what it looks like in the
goodness.
Just the entire
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it looks like they've cleaned quite a bit of it out already.
no, not necessarily. Well, I mean, maybe a little bit. It's still a lot of stuff, but
Oh, a lot of junk, but none of it. Usually you just see the roof and everything and all the layers. Right?
usually, yeah. I'm just I don't know. I thought that's just what it looked like in the aftermath.
Could
Like-
be.
That's not the same building. So, I guess you're right. I'm not sure. Although it could have all just been pancaked, but it's not as if it's the Twin Towers with all that stuff coming
Right,
down. And so
right.
I don't know. I guess there might not have been a lot. It was because it was a whole department store thing, so there could have been a lot of flimsy, temporary stuff, and it also collapsed, so it could have been not made.
Yeah.
There's a whole investigation obviously into it and all that stuff and whatnot, but I don't know the semantics. But this is a scene out of some movie or some series or whatever. But this is the actual. They did a dramatization, so he's on his way to the thing, and then they're getting coffee and everything, and then they hear a noise, and go through the whole process and everything, and then trying to see here's a collapse right here. See, the one good thing about media is it allows us to actually see what people went through and whatnot, at least to the best of our imaginations and such.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna add this in here. So let's see here. What was it? The Sampoong store collapse. Put this in there. 96.
Killed 500 anyways.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Fortunately.
96, Superman's Action Comic #1 from 1938, auctioned at Sotheby's at $61,900.
Wow.
Yeah. 2000, Eminem's mother went to court claiming defamation of character in a $10 million civil suit after taking exception up to the line, quote, "My mother smokes more dope than I do," end quote, from her son's single, "My Name Is." So, yeah, like, Marshall Mathers, Eminem's mother, sued him. And apparently, she wasn't the best of people either, so I don't know. So, 2001, AI Artificial Intelligence, directed by Steven Spielberg and starring Haley Joel Osment, Jude Law, and Frances O'Connor, was released. 2001 as well, Romanian gymnast Nadia Comaneci, at the age of 39, became a naturalized U.S. citizen at the Oklahoma City, Oklahoma Federal Courthouse.
Of course,
Okay.
she was in the Olympics for the Russians. I don't know what year, and she's the first person to ever score a perfect 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did she defect or something, or like?
She must have, yeah.
Huh. 2002, naval clashes between South and North Korea led to the death of 6 South Korean sailors and the sinking of a North Korean vessel. Now, was this the Chunun, or was that a different thing?
I don't know.
Hillary did a whole thing on that, Chunun, South Korea. I think that might have been a different thing. The Chunun.
I'm not familiar with it.
It was the name of the. There was some South Korean military thing, like they were having some exercise, like not doing like an actual mission or whatever, but just doing like an exercise or some war game or whatever. And then North Korea, as they do, they took advantage of the situation. They fired a POC shot. They sunk a submarine, killing 6 South Korean sailors.
I remember that.
The name of that vessel was the Chunun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, what else do we got here? 2006, Hamden versus Rumsfeld. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled that President George W. Bush's plan to try Guantanamo Bay detainees in military tribunals violated U.S. and international law. 2007, Irish singer and songwriter Enya received an honorary doctorate from the National University of Ireland in Galway. I remember Enya. 2007, Apple Inc. released its first mobile phone, the iPhone. I remember that. 2008, Thomas Benny, the world's first pregnant man, gave birth to a daughter. So it was just a woman, mauled beyond recognition. 2009, financier Bernie Madoff sentenced to 150 years in U.S. maximum prison for conducting a massive Ponzi scheme. See, something like that needs to go.
Bernie Madoff, he fooled a lot of people for a lot of years.
Yeah, no, but something like that, exiled, no. He shouldn't be free. He needs to be gone. I'm not calling for killing people, but I don't want my tax dollars going to doing anything. He's too dangerous. He's done too much damage to be exiled. We know it's him. To the gallows. Gone. Bye. I'm sorry. 2012, 15,000 Japanese anti-nuclear protesters blockaded the Japanese Prime Minister's office in Tokyo. Yeah. We also have 16 Naxalite Maoist insurgents in India were killed by police. 2013, a derecho swept across the eastern United States, leaving at least 22 people dead and millions without power. Now, what the hell is a derecho? I actually looked this up. It's really interesting. A derecho is a widespread, long-lived, straight-line windstorm that is associated with a fast-moving complex of severe thunderstorms referred to as a mesoscale convective system. What the hell?
Weird.
Yeah. They cause hurricane-force winds, heavy rains, flash floods. In many cases, convection-induced winds take a bow echo, a backward C, form of squall line, often forming beneath the area of diverging upper tropospheric winds, and in the region of both rich low-level moisture and warm air acidification. I'm starting to lose me here. So, derecho. Let's put this link into the underbar as well for anybody who wants to look any more into this. We have so many links.
So it's a straight line.
Yes, it's just like just a storm going, crazy. 2014, Islamic State leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi announced establishment of worldwide caliphate at the Great Mosque of Al-Nuri in Mosul, Iraq. Yikes. 2015, Beijing Times reported 30% of the Great Wall of China has disappeared due to natural forces and stealing of bricks. That's a shame. 2016, U.S. Defense Secretary Ashton B. Carter lifted Pentagon's ban on transgender people serving in the U.S. Armed Forces. The only issue I have with this is if someone transitions into a female, so that way they can have looser like restrictions, like 'cause, you have to lift less, you have to run less time, like they have less mandates, because of the physical differences of men
Yeah.
versus women and everything. So that's a great way to cheat, and then now they're getting in and they're getting all these benefits, and we got to put a stop to that. I'm sorry. Now, if a woman transitions into a man, they're knowingly, willingly going into hard mode, then fine, let her do that. The last time I heard somebody is like some lesbian reporter, and I told you the story. In order to do a whole gotcha, thing, like how these people think, they're always like they want to catch us in the act, they want to prove that their theories about us are right, what they have to say about us are right, all their hateful beliefs and everything. So she went undercover, dressed as a man, got like actual artists and everything,
Yeah.
Money went into this, and she went undercover as a man, just hung out with people and everything, and she came to find out that men just get the shit kicked out of them constantly, by society. We got no shoulder to cry on. We have to bring home the bacon and deal with all the crap and have nobody to talk to about it. You just stiff up her lip and just get your job done. And I think you've forgotten about this, so the ending is very tragic. She unfortunately couldn't handle with the depression after figuring out all the stuff that we men go through societally. She ended herself. Very tragic. But, these people are so full of hate, and they don't even realize that they're so wrong. And if anything, we need to hug, We're all on this planet together. Let's start working together. Stop hating each other. So, anyway, what else do we got here? 2017, Kylie Jenner and Kendall Jenner apologized and removed T-shirts from sale featuring Tupac Shakur and others after accused of exploiting their legacies. Yeah, that's a little exploitative there. Vatican treasurer Cardinal George Pell charged with historic sexual offenses in Victoria, Australia. Yikes. 2020, Golden State killer and former police officer Joseph D'Angelo Jr. pled guilty to 12 murders and dozens of struggle snuggles. They got him, though, finally.
Yeah.
U.S. Supreme Court ruled 5-4 that abortion restrictions in Louisiana were unconstitutional, striking down a 2014 state law. No, what's unconstitutional is, letting people just hop from pole to pole and have no responsibility for their actions. That's just not right. 2021, Lytton, British Columbia recorded Canada's highest ever temperature of 49.6 Celsius, 121.3 Fahrenheit.
Wow.
Before being destroyed by a wildfire the next day. Holy crap. 2021, world's first known plague victim identified in the remains of a 5,000-year-old hunter-gatherer in Latvia. Wow. 2022, biggest trail in modern French history. Biggest trail? Huh. Modern French history for November 2015 Paris attacks. Convicts Salah. Oh, trial, not trail. Trial. So the biggest trial in modern French history. Convicted Salah Abdeslam and 19 others of terrorism and murder charges, sentencing him to a rare 30-year prison term. 30 years for doing terrorism? He should go. Earth recorded its shortest day ever, 1.59 milliseconds faster than the standard day. Okay. 2022 as well, latest U.S. murder clearance rates show that half of all murders are left unsolved. Less likely to be solved if the victim is black or Hispanic. Oh, here we go. Singer R. Kelly sentenced to 30 years in jail on 9 counts of sex trafficking in Brooklyn, New York. Good. Well, good that he got caught,
Yeah.
So 2023, British court ruled government plan to deport asylum seekers to Rwanda as a deterrent is illegal, and it could not be considered as a third safe country. U.S. Supreme Court ruled 6-3 that college race-based admission programs used to increase diversity are illegal under the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. And that's it. All right. We have 2 articles in 2024, but neither of them were really worth. I guess I'll read this one. Iranian presidential snap election heads to a runoff after leading candidates reformer Mossad Pezeshkian and hardliner Saeed Jalali failed to win a majority. And this is something about cricket. So whatever. Anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but unlimited to all things Omni Coalition. These links that we've been collecting throughout the show will be down in the underbar description below in about 10 minutes or so. A lot of history has and continues to be made every day. We could only bring you a portion between two sources. We have gone through all 35 pages of today's document. So, we forgot to grab a word. What was a good word today? To let us know in the comments that you're still watching.
Yeah. No, that's a good question.
Well, let's see.
Flabbergasted.
How about highway? You know, put highway in the comments. Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Anyway, for all of you and all of us, I'm Alexander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU, for your dose of passive events daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. Until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles! Yeah.